Hello crafty friends, today we are going to do a very honest review of the new Altenew wax warmer and seal bundle. And we're going to start with the stuff that's included in the bundle, then we'll talk about the extra stuff that I had to add, and then we'll briefly talk about the other options that are available out there. So I bought the bundle when it first came out. I did the pre-order. It included a very large mat. I did not include this in the review because honestly, I couldn't use it. It was just too big for my space, and then it's not included in the bundle anymore. It was just a pre-order. So that is not shown here. So the first item, you'll notice this is the wax warmer set, it's the furnace and the scoop. Mine is a bit beat up. That's not Altenew's fault. The post office completely destroyed my package. It actually came in a plastic garbage bag. They destroyed it so well. And the only items from my original order that survived were this and a set of tape runners, and everything smelled like cigarette smoke. So that was, interesting. I contacted Altenew about the smashed package, sent them a photo. They sent the missing items out right away, even though it was not their fault. Unfortunately, my little box isn't quite as pretty as your Altenew product would normally be. And that is, one of the things I really like about Altenew is how every time you buy something, it's like you get a little gift. So inside the box, you have the little furnace and you have the scoop. And that is the wax warmer set included in the bundle. And also included in the bundle was one of the removable handles, the permanent marker set, all of these different colored wax beads. Again, Altenew packaging, so it looks really cute. They look adorable displayed out. And there's about 100 beads in each of these little packages. And then the bundle also includes the current set of seals they have right now. And the seals come, again, cute little boxes, like you're receiving a little present. Right in here. Now, these are, I'm not sure if it says what they're made out of. But they're, whatever material this is, it's like a heavy metal. And the handle screws in here. They are heavy, and these corners, I would not recommend using these on your glass mat. This feels like something that could scratch your glass mat, so I always put something over my glass board studio mat while I'm working with these, so I don't accidentally scratch it up more than it is. So it came with a variety of these, the little square bow, mini with love, this one's really cute, painted grass, tulip motif, mini double hearts with love, that's the regular size one, and the mini bow, and honestly that one's kind of my favorite one right now. And I apologize if I'm holding stuff too close to the camera. As you can tell, I don't make videos very often, very new to this, trying it out. Notice there's a lack of really honest reviews, and not to frown upon Altenew, but when you give people reward points for reviewing stuff on your website, you don't always get the plain truth. You get a lot of very short reviews where people are just doing it for the points, maybe not going too much in depth. So this is what came with the bundle. This is the stuff that I added to make things more functional. I used the seal yesterday for the first time. I will do another video about that experience, mainly because I don't know how to edit things and that would make this one too long. So I made a few yesterday. I actually used 2 of those little bow ones and cards yesterday. I added these little cases. I'm not even sure where I got these from. Maybe the dollar store, maybe Michael's. I don't know. But I added those to just store little finished bits in. And this was a glob of extra wax. I just stored that in there because I didn't want to mess up my little beads. They're so cute. I like opening the little cases and like shaking the beads around. Here, I'll show you. It's like so satisfying. They're so cute. That's really part of what gets me with Altenew stuff. It is cute, it is pretty. it is like receiving a present. Okay, so I have these two little storage things. I have a candle lighter from the dollar store. I taped this back together. And also any cat fur you see, that is a special bonus gift for my cats that was not included. So this was $1.25 for all of these. Probably a lifetime supply. And then for the actual process of melting, I added this little mat that I got from Creative Memories, which is a much more workable size. It doesn't take up my whole desk, easy to clean off. And again, I have cats, so cat fur gets on everything. So that is the original bundle, the things I added. Now, I used this for the first time yesterday. And one thing I did notice that kind of soured me on it a little. And honestly, this might not be Altenew's fault. This could be the post office, the way they treated my stuff. But my handle's already cracked. And this morning, I went to heat this up to get that extra bit of wax out. And it kind of fell apart right when I was emptying the wax out. And then the other thing I noticed is, and this is probably user error on my part, it's a little scorched and discolored already. I don't think that's going to affect the functionality, but it was like, oh man, my pretty thing, and it's already cracked and warped. But I did send them an email. I sent them a picture of the crack, and typically if you have something that is damaged or defective, you send them an email, you send them a photo, and they are really good about quickly giving you a replacement. So that is that. So as part of my honest review, never done wax warming before, never did wax seals. I got hooked watching some of their videos, the cute stuff. I did no research before buying, so, anything that's kind of in the negative territory, probably my own fault for not really looking at things too carefully online before I jumped in. I saw the live video. I saw them making stuff, and I wanted to make stuff myself. So I jumped in. I bought the pre-order. When I first got this, did not realize exactly how it worked. Had to go to the dollar store. Had to go pick up the candles. I mean, you think about it logically, it's like, okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. You need a way to heat up the wax. But, never doing it before, that was kind of new to me. So I wish they had included at least one, like, starter candle, just something to get you started with. The other thing I noticed was when I was doing the wax yesterday, and you put the wax beads in there to melt them, I had nothing to stir it with. So another thing I need to add to my little kit here is something to go ahead and stir this with, so the wax melts more evenly. The wax did get a little discolored, probably because I was burning it, because again, didn't have anything to stir it with. In a moment of panic, I grabbed my tweezers, and I was using my tweezers, and then I had to pick the wax off the tweezers later, but I don't think my tweezers were the cleanest, so if you look at some of my seals, they're the off-white or the milky white is not as pristine, but I kind of like that little aged look to it. So I don't mind it too much. But yeah, I wish they would have included some sort of stirrer. I wish they would have included a candle to get you started with. Those are kind of the cons. Let's talk about the pros. So this handle, I bought an extra one. What I like about the handle, it's got a little cover. And then this makes it so much easier to store stuff. After I had my first wax adventure yesterday, which I will add, ended with wax everywhere. I mean, there are wax on my hands. Wax is hot, by the way. Wax all over my mat. Yeah, it was everywhere. There was wax on my computer mouse, and my phone even. But totally lost my train of thought. I really like how this comes apart, how you store these separately. When I did my after experimental research, I saw the ones on the Spellbinder site. Those handles don't unscrew. So if you bought the Spellbinder ones, a little harder to store. I like how I get everything in this little bin. Fits right in my Michaels shelf. Works really, really well for me. So I like that. You know, Altenew, they're always innovative. They're always like thinking about your user experience as you use this stuff. And I really like how they do little things that make their tools more pleasant to use. And being able to store it, that's a big bonus. The designs super cute. All the lives and videos they put out using them, always love to watch those, get inspired. I haven't tried coloring on them yet. Honestly, I like the way they look without the color, so I don't know. Eventually I'll experiment with that. So now for some of the meh downsides. Their set is a little costly. It was $210.99 for the bundle, which would be this stuff minus the extra handle. So all of this, $210.99. I mean, it's a really good starter set. I mean, it's got, well, aside from this stuff, it had everything in here to keep me busy for quite a while, to experiment for a lot of stuff, to try a lot of different looks. I mean, I've seen the videos where they're mixing colors, so a lot to keep you busy. So $210.99 for that. These beads, they're little packs of beads, about 100 in their cute container. I love displaying jars like this with the color in my craft room. $7.99 each. The larger seals, these range in price from $17.99 to $25.99. And when you get them, they are very heavy. They're made out of some sort of quality material. If I look on the site and find what it's made out of later, I'll add it to the comments. So I wasn't too bad about those prices. They sell the extra handles. Extra handles are $3.99. Their prices are a bit much when you compare it to the Spellbinders. So Spellbinders, they had a kit that included their furnace, the mat, a little star set of beads, a seal, and a scoop. And theirs is $49.99. But it also includes a scoop, some beads, and the mat. And the mat I was really, really missing. I wish they would have had some cute little silicone mat. I mean, can't be that much of a production cost for a silicone mat when they're like $1 on Amazon. On the Spellbinders site, they're seals. So their handles don't come off their seals. So a bit harder to store. Definitely pro Altenew on that. Their seals range from $9.99 through $18.99. And that includes a handle for each one. So I think you could say the Altenew ones are a bit more expensive because you don't get a handle with each one, but they're easier to store. The wax on the Spellbinders site is $9.99 per 100. So their wax is a little more expensive. They seem to have a huge variety though, and they have glitter that you can mix in with theirs. I have not tried any of their products, so I don't know how well they work, how they melt. This stuff melted well, no complaints. And then finally, Amazon. Well, it's Amazon. Who knows what kind of quality you're going to get, but they have kits that start at $14.99. So that's quite a big difference. Overall, I'm having a lot of fun with my kit. I am glad I bought it. Really enjoyed experimenting with it. You know, there's a couple little things that they could do better, but overall, having a lot of fun. You know, I think it's a solid offering from Altenew. Just wish they had included a couple more little things, like, you know, a stirrer, a mat, and maybe a starter candle. I will create another video later where I actually go in and use my stuff. I'll show you more details about what happened to my scoop, some of the challenges I'm having with the melting. I will try to put some links in this video. Like I said, I don't do YouTube very often. I don't make videos very often, but I'll try to figure it out. I might try to put some affiliate links in. I don't know how that really works. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. I'm definitely not affiliated with Altenew or Spellbinders, so I'm not being paid for any of this. This is all stuff that I bought. Amazon, I'm trying to figure out their program. Who knows where that's going to lead. But anyways, that's my honest review. Happy I bought it. A little more pricey than Spellbinders. Has a few benefits over spellbinders, mainly the storage. I don't know what the spellbinder's packaging all looks like, but I just love the little jars, because I like to shake them. The designs of the seals are really cute. Very heavy materials for the seals. They feel well made. Overall, I'm glad I decided to experiment. Thank you for watching.